Hello everyone and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today we explore mountain pose. I absolutely love this posture because it is such a strong foundational posture. It is also a great resting pose and a pose in which you can really check in with your breath. Plus, you are also strengthening various parts of your body and improving posture. No props are required for today's practice. Just bring yourself with you to the mat. Okay, let's find our mountain. Okie doke friends, let's begin by just finding a place to stand on our mat, nice and tall. Typically in a yoga class, the instructor may say, go to the top of your mat to stand in mountain. However, for today's practice, stand wherever, whether it's on the mat, on the floor, it's all good. Okay, we're gonna be building this foundation from the ground up. So let's take a look down at our feet. Let's place our feet so that way they are hip distance apart. One tendency that I notice, or a pattern that I've developed, is that my toes, they like to splay outward when I'm standing. So for today's practice, I'm going to encourage all of us just to point our toes directly out in front of us. Next, I also notice that I tend to shift a little bit more weight into the tops of my feet, so the ball points of my feet. So I kind of like rock forward a little bit. So let's all just notice where our weight is in our feet. Are we more back towards our heels? Are we on the outer edge, perhaps, outer edges, the inner arches? There's no right or wrong here. We're just simply noticing. So for today's practice, I'm going to encourage us to press into and try to press into all four corners of our feet. What that means is that we're pressing into the corners at the top of the feet as well as the corners at the heels. I personally like to cue pressing into the top of the foot, the outer edge, the heel, as well as the inner arch. That to me makes more sense. So choose a cue that works best for you. Lift your toes up away from the mat. Play around with trying to press one toe down at a time. Let's just see what that feels like. Awesome. After all, our toes are a part of this foundation as well. It's really going to keep us nice, strong, and steady. So perhaps by doing this action, you're already noticing some differences in your body. For me, I've already noticed that my quads are starting to like really turn on. They're starting to work. My quads are almost like rounding in and back behind me. That's what I'm feeling right here. So I'm feeling a little bit more stable in this posture so far. So just notice how you're feeling as well. Excellent. Traveling up the legs and then to our pelvis. Again, I'm going to go into another pattern that I have because that's how I'm trying to relate. A pattern that I've noticed is that when I'm standing, whether it's in the classroom or I'm in a line at like Tim Hortons or Starbucks or wherever, I tend to jut my butt out a little bit. And that feels good for a little bit, but then after some time, I start to feel some discomfort in my low back. So I'm going to encourage all of us to maybe bring our hands to our waistline and rock your pelvis forward. You may also hear the cue, tuck your tailbone in. So basically what this ends up doing is that we find some length in our low back area. And perhaps you feel a little bit more engagement as in your muscles working a little bit more in your low core as well as your thighs. So give that a try, just play around with that. Okay, and next stop, let's continue to go up our mountain to our shoulders. Because of habits and tendencies that we have, we're hunched over a lot at the computer or texting or whatever, our shoulders tend to like round forward a little bit. So to help open up the shoulders a bit, let's loop our shoulders up and down our back body, kind of bringing our shoulder blades closer together, creating an opening in our chest and creating some space between our ears and our shoulders. If that action did not do too much for you, you can also swim your hands behind your back body, interlacing your fingers and just kind of like stretching it out here. So bring your hands away from your back body. Okay, so you can try that out to create more of an opening. Excellent. Traveling up even further now to our head, the glorious head. Tuck your chin in slightly, lengthening through the back of your neck, always remembering that the neck is an extension of our spine. Reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. You can place your hands at your sides if you would like, just palms facing inward. Or what I like to do in mountain is I like it when my palms face outwards towards the sky. This to me is a little bit more restorative and more restful. Okay, so just like that, ta-da! We are in mountain pose. Take a moment just to close your eyes or even keep a soft gaze looking directly past your nose. Let's just take 3 breath cycles here together. Okay, open your eyes if they were closed. Now you're probably thinking, that video's done, but guess what? I got a bonus for us. We're gonna play around a little bit with our foundation. So I want you to fold up your mat, your blanket, your towel, whatever you brought with you to the practice, 3 to 4 times. Okay, we're gonna try to create an unsteady surface, an unbalanced terrain, so that way we're kind of working more so on our foundation and our balance. So once you have done that, I'm just gonna put my back a little bit just in case you can't see me in the camera. So once you have done that, let's now scan the body, starting from the ground, working all the way up to our head. So pressing into all 4 corners of our feet, we rock our pelvis forward, creating length through our back body, looping our shoulders up and down, and then tucking our chin in slightly, creating some length in the back body. Perhaps now you play around with shifting your weight to the ball points of your feet, so the tops of your feet. And what about back to the heels? And how about to the right side? And then to the left. You just play around with, shifting the weight, going in like a circular motion. Trying to find our balance. Perhaps you play around with lifting 1 foot away from the mat. Oh my. You can rotate the ankle here. And then you can place that foot back down on the mat. And why don't you try the other side too? Why not? Yes. We're working on this foundation, creating stability and strength in our legs. And I guess in our whole body for that matter. Okay. So once you've had a little bit of playtime, let's all now bring our hands up to our heart. Perhaps even smile. Take a deep breath in and empty it out. Mountain pose. You did it. Awesome work. Okay, so that was mountain pose. Tell me, what did you think about mountain? I don't know, I kind of like it. I think it's a lot of fun. Anyways, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Yoga with Rachel channel. It is the best way to support free yoga content for all. Give this video a like if you found it useful. Share this video with someone that you believe would benefit from exploring this posture. Thank you so much, everyone. Take good care and bye for now.